Hello, everybody. We are going to be starting this workshop in a couple of seconds. Just one thing up in advance. It'd be fantastic if you leave your microphones and cameras off. We're gonna have a small Q&A session afterwards where you can ask questions. If you have anything that happens during the workshop, feel free to just post it in the chat and I will address that later. Sweet. We are good to go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. My name is Pascal. I am Hacker Success with ETHGlobal, and I would like to welcome you all to this beginner workshop for ETHGlobal New York 2025. If you've hacked with us before online, this will still be helpful because there are some slight differences in IRL hackathons versus async hackathons. This is a roughly 45 to 60-minute workshop, and we will go over everything that you need to know to make your hackathon experience as smooth as possible. As I mentioned, if you do have any questions, feel free to post them into the chat. I will address them throughout the workshop if it fits. And at the end, we usually have like 5 to 15 minutes of time, and we can have a small Q&A session. Perfect. Sweet. So before going into a lot of details about the hackathon, I would like to go over and show you the event that is happening today before the hackathon, which is our Pragma event. So Pragma is our in-person one-day summit for leaders and builders in the Web3 ecosystem. It's curated talks, it's fireside chats, it's a great networking opportunity, and it has fantastic food. It's a single-day event, the day before the hackathon, so it's on August 14th. The schedule, unfortunately, is not 100% finalized, but it will show up on here. So it's just ethglobal.com/events/Pragma New York 2025. And it's like roughly from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., followed by the ETHGlobal happy hour. You can see the list of panelists and speakers that we have, a lot of founders and a lot of C-levels, including Tomas, the co-executive of the Ethereum Foundation, for example, Hayden, the CEO of Uniswap Labs. Tickets are generally $99 for general admission. For hackers, for the ETHGlobal New York City Hackathon, it's $49. That includes full access the entire day. You get free swag, get food and drinks, and it's, again, great networking opportunity. And you also get confirmed and 100% access to the following happy hour, which is 2 to 3 hours of like light snacks, drinks, and pretty much a lot of people that are going to be at the hackathon. A lot of the people that had the talks are still going to be there. And just generally a great opportunity to network and connect to people and even find like some people to hack with on the next day. We also, and I'm just going to do this and I'm going to stop with the shilling and go over to the hackathon stuff. We also do have our city packs. So for every city that we're running an event in, we do have a pack that is $129. It's already reduced if you're a hacker. And the perks are worth usually 200 plus, depending on the city. I think for Bangkok, we had perks worth of over $2,000. You can pay with credit card or USDC. What's included in the pack, you get a ticket to Pragma, you get an Uber voucher, staking discount, happy hour access, $69 off of ETHGlobal Plus, which is our all-inclusive ETHGlobal membership. And you get a 10 gig eSIM that works for the United States. So if you're traveling from abroad, this is pretty nice. And you get access to side events that we have listed here. Also, we have some travel perks, some hotel discounts. Those are all included in the pack. It's curated by us, but it can be extended by others. So other people can give you access to certain events if you're a pack holder. Sweet. That being said, I'm going to go to the fun stuff, to the important stuff, to the hackathon stuff. So this is going to be your home for the entirety of the hackathon. So the hackathon is starting on the 15th of August until the 17th. I'm going to go over the dashboard, what it is, how you use it. I'm going to show you how to create a project and how to submit a project, almost. I'm going to show you how to set up teams. Now to join a team, I'm going to show you the list of mentors that we're going to have available, the schedule, general information about the hackathon, about the submission process, a list of the speakers, judges, something that's always really, really important for everybody, the prizes and how much money you can potentially win, and the FAQ section. So pretty much the overview page has everything that you need to know about the hackathon, a little bit of information on like ETHGlobal, what we do, the themes on the hackathon. There's an intro video from the Brussels hackathon, the total available amount of prizes, and information about the city and the week. As I mentioned before, the Pragma, the happy hour, and the pack. If you're new to New York City, as I'm going to be because it's going to be my first time, we have a curated city guide for every single city. So you can click on this guide, you'll get redirected to a Notion page that shows you all the locations where we run our events, the language, the currency, the airport, generally information about the city, the average highs and lows, nice pictures, what to do, where to go, maybe which areas to avoid, and the items on like what's important for the event. So the registration deadlines, the opening ceremony, the project submission, all of the information is pretty much there as well to view. So you have it on the website, but you also have it on the city guide. So if you're new to the city, can highly recommend this guide. The team spent a lot of time to curate this information for you. Okay, cool. If this is generally your first time hacking with us, then like all this will obviously be new for you. So this is the dashboard where you have everything that you need to know. You can create a project, you can submit your project, everything from here directly. So even though this is an in-person event, a lot of the communication during ETHGlobal hackathons happens on Discord. You can, if you have not already have a Discord account, you can create one and you can connect your Discord account directly to the ETHGlobal website and the hacker dashboard. And you can click this button to display your Discord information on the ethglobal.com so people can actually locate you. This is important if you want to find a team, if you want to list yourself in a directory that I'll be showing you shortly. You get access to our Discord server that has information for every single event that we're running. And during the time of the New York hackathon, you have direct channels where you can chat to the team, can chat to other people there. We have a channel where you can find teams, so you can post an introduction there, some information about yourself, maybe what you're looking to build or something that you have already built, your skill set, and you can find people there. So important, if you want this to show up on your profile, you have to check this box. You connect your Discord account, and if you sign up for the hackathon, you automatically get the roles added and see the relevant channels for you. Sweet. So let's assume we do not have a team yet, or you already have a team. There's a tab called Team Management, where you can invite people into your team. So let's say you have somebody, you got a John Doe, you got Doe at example.com, and we could invite them directly into our team. We could also share a link for our team. This would be the unique invitation code for my specific team. And as soon as somebody clicks that link, they automatically join your team. They can select what kind of role they have in the team. And also you can leave a team. The thing is, we say team, one-person teams are still considered teams. So you can hack as a single person, but you can hack with up to 4 other people. So the maximum team size is 5 people for the hackathon. There cannot be more than 5 people per team. And also every team can only work on one single project. So you cannot submit multiple projects for the hackathon, just the one. Okay. So let's say we have somebody for our team, we invite them. If we do not have somebody for our team, we can either post it on Discord, or the other thing that we can do is we can go to this handy section, which is find team member. This is also posted on the Discord. We check this box because I want to have it shared. And now I get a list of everybody that has agreed to do the exact same thing. That is on the Discord channel for the ETHGlobal New York hackathon. And you can see like the familiar tools, the roles that they are comfortable with, their software experience, their programming languages, skills, and interests. And you can see their Discord names as well. So if you see somebody, okay, this would be kind of cool, like I would like to build with this person, you can invite them, you can just hit them up directly on Discord. And again, we have two ways. We have hackers that want to join a team and teams that are looking for more members. So yeah, if you want to check that out, can highly recommend it. We are also running a virtual team formation and idea brainstorming session next week on Wednesday, I believe, as well as an in-person one on the Friday of the hackathon. So even if you come to the hackathon and you do not have a team member yet, but you want to find a team there, this is completely fine. Still got plenty of time, a lot of hacking. And you can fill out your like your details in here as well. And you can also filter directly for the stuff that you are looking for or for the people that you're looking for. Nice. Cool. So then we also have mentors available for the hackathon. So for every single project, for every single sponsorship, for every single partnership team that is here, they usually have somebody on site that can support you. So for example, the Flow team will have some dev roles there on site that will be able to support you. But we also have dedicated ETHGlobal mentors. Those are highly skilled people from within the Ethereum ecosystem that have been hacking with us in the past, that have been in the space for a while, that have mentored with us before. They are, I would say, generalists or really specific when it comes to certain things. So they also list their skills here. They have their Discord and their Twitter accounts listed and a picture. Those will be updated as well. They will be at the venue 24/7. So there's always going to be a mentor available that you can just chat to, that you can like shoot ideas by, just get some support in general. Maybe you're like stuck with a smart contract. Maybe you just don't know how to develop a certain thing or just want to get some feedback on a project that's not specific to like any of the tracks that's available and just like general questions. Feel free to hit them up. They will all be wearing bright yellow vests that have a big lettering that says mentor in the back. So they're really, really easy to spot. There's a dedicated mentor station, and there should always be at least one person around throughout the entirety of the hackathon. We currently have, I think it's 12 mentors, but there's going to be more added before next Friday. So just reach out to them directly, or you can also see the mentorship help channel, which is again on Discord. I can see that here. So if you do not want to talk to them directly, if you cannot locate them, if it's maybe 3 in the morning and you can't find anybody, you can just shoot a message there and somebody is hopefully going to pick it up quickly. Thing is, since it's going to be a lot of people, you're probably not going to get an answer like immediately. It might take a little bit of time, but we usually get all of the answers out of the, like all the questions out of the way rather quickly. Sweet. So Discord or in person, you can contact the people, and everybody is usually super, super, super friendly, super, super helpful. And as long as you're treating them respectfully, they're going to be treating you respectfully as well. Nice. So let's say we're at the hackathon and we have a project that we decided to work on. So let's create our project. Again, as I mentioned before, you can only have one project per team, not per team member, but per team. You can include multiple sponsor or multiple partner technologies into it, but it can only submit the one project as a whole. So you would go to the to your dashboard. You would then head to project. Now let's say this is the ETHGlobal 2025 project. Category-wise, saying this is obviously a layer 2, and an emoji that describes this project best would be the thumbs up. These are our TOS, which says I will be starting the project from scratch, which is really important. So no code contributions, no assets, no nothing should be created before the hackathon actually starts, which would be or the hacking actually starts, which would be 8 p.m. on the Friday. I'm going to go over the dates and details in a bit. I will be using GitHub and committing changes frequently, meaning you should have proper version control, not just push one single large commit and be good with it. It will be open source, at least through the duration of the hackathon. It has to be a public repository. You will not be submitting this project for a different hackathon, and you will abide to the ETHGlobal rules. You can just click on that one. Once you have confirmed, we can create the project. Takes a few seconds. Sweet. And here you can fill out everything regarding the project. So the thing is, all these informations you can update as many times as needed. And once the submission opens, I would recommend to submit early, but you can always resubmit until the submission deadline. It is crucial to submit at least once, because if you do not submit, you will lose your stake. So your stake will be slashed if you do not submit a project. This is pretty much the only thing that we require. So you get free access, free swag, free drinks, free food, amazing networking opportunities. The only thing that we require is you to submit a project. Even if it's not completely finished, this is completely fine. We just want you to submit a project and try the best to get it done as well as possible, but just submit once, because there's always confusion about this. You can edit as many times as needed up until the submission deadline, but you got to hit the submit button at least once. Sweet. Let's see, let's do the demonstration. Let's just say this is obviously on Google. We're going to have a short description. Let's see, that might be a bit too long. A bit longer description. How it's made. I would generally recommend to fill those out. You can fill them out with placeholder data at the beginning, but really spend some time and properly fill this out, because this project is what you're going to be judged on. So all the partners are judging based on your submission. So the more detailed you provide information, the better for you in the long run. And also it avoids confusion. You would then, you can then connect your GitHub repository. Let's see, I have this one I can test. You can add the repository. You can add multiple repositories. Just make sure to select the one that you want to submit at the end as the primary one. You can check if it's like front end, back end, contracts, or just a monorepo. In my case, I'm just saying it's monorepo as all the information. We can just click save. This one is a bit too long, which I already thought. Let's see. Almost there. Almost. There we go. Sweet. Okay, saving this, we can go to different steps. So then we require a bunch of things for the project page, because they will all show up at the showcase after the event, after the event concludes. So a logo, a cover image, which will be displayed on Twitter/X, for example, if you make finalist, and a bunch of screenshots, and we require at least 3 screenshots. Then you can fill out the tech stack. So saying what technology you used, for example, for the for your project, which networks you used, the programming languages you used. You can fill out as many as needed. If something's not there, this is also fine. This is just a bit of a stat thing for us. If you're using a database or not, design tools, if nothing, you can also select none. And specific technologies that weren't there, you can select something too if you have something. Sweet. Let's go to a rather important section, which would be the pricing section. Let's see. There's a question in chat. I'm going to be answering that one right after this. So the judging and pricing section, we do have 2 types of submissions. One would be the top 10 finalists and partner prizes, and one would be partner prizes only. If you select partner prizes only, you pretty much don't have to do any presenting to anybody. You can just hand in your project, fill everything out, select the partners that you're building with, and you're good to go. If you go for the top 10 finalist spots and partner prizes, you're still eligible for every single prize that you apply to, for all the technologies that you used, for a maximum of 3. And you're also going to be eligible to get the chance of becoming a ETHGlobal finalist, meaning you get to present live on stage. If you're selected, you're going to get 1,000 USDC per person in the team from ETHGlobal. You get specific perks, and you're going to be invited to a specific, or like a special ETHGlobal finalist community. And also get a lot of visibility for your project. We're going to share all that stuff and you're going to get a few extra perks, so can highly recommend it. And if you do that, the top 10 finalist judging goes into a separate round of judging where you present in front of industry leaders, meaning a bunch of people that were talking at Pragma the day before are going to be judges at our event. You got 4 minutes to present your project as a demo, and there's 3 minutes of a Q&A session. If you attended an online event, it's fairly similar, but you don't display a video. You actually present your project live and then answer questions. So as I mentioned, all of these technologies, like all of these partners are here. So if you're, for example, building on Ledger, on Uniswap, and on Privy, you can select those three. It's important to select them here, so they have like a little check mark. That opens up a box where you can add information about how you use the technology, how easy it was for you to use it on a scale, because this is what all of the partners are going to be seeing, and you can provide some feedback. So for example, if you had a fantastic time, then you can please let them know. If something wasn't working well, if the support that you were getting wasn't great, then you can add this here too. So important, if you are selecting certain prizes, make sure to click them here and select them here. And you can only do a maximum of 3, at least that you're eligible for prizes. And make sure to fill all that stuff out down there. If you have other technologies used that you didn't select above, because we only allow a maximum of 3 to try to bump up the quality, because a lot of people were just trying to smush a lot of technologies together. It turned out not really useful and it was a bit of a mess. So we limited that to 3. If you still have used others and want to showcase that, you can still add them here so the partners will see them, but you will not be eligible for the prizes. So let's just see, I'm just building on like simplicity wise, I'm just going to do Ledger, going to fill out some information. Going to say it was fantastic, going to provide some additional feedback, and say I also used Flow. Then I would be able to save that information. Sweet. The other thing that we have is video. So generally, video is not mandatory for in-person events, but they are highly recommended, because in case there goes something wrong, in case you want to not present but still want people to see your project, it's great to just upload a video. Has to be between 2 and 4 minutes long, at least 720p, and it has to have audio but not music. So don't try to do like any fancy. Don't try to do like any fancy presentations or anything. Really focus on the project directly and showcase that. That would be great. Just 1 second. Sweet. Back muted again. And you can upload the video here. I also recommend to do the video as early as possible, because if you wait up until the submission deadline and there's about 200 people trying to do the same thing, uploading video takes a lot of bandwidth, and that messes with the Wi-Fi at the venue. So I would recommend doing the video early, but again, video not necessarily mandatory for general judging. And you can also fill out if you're interested in getting future support after the event. And once all of that is done and the submission is open, this one shows up now because I didn't check into the event yet. You can hit the final submission button. This shows any issues that might be there with your submission at that time. You have more than enough time to adjust all of that, given you don't wait until the last minute to do this. And then you're good to go. And again, you can submit as many times as needed. I would always recommend to submit early, at least even if the project is not 100% done yet. But that way you don't have to panic at the end, and you at least have something. And again, we have a bunch of the project rules. Again, project should start from scratch, use version control, open source, and video should not exceed 4 minutes. If it's longer than 4 minutes and 10, I believe it will fail to upload anyways. Cool. There's a question in the chat that I'm going to be answering real quick. So, hey, I asked in the ETHGlobal Discord and I was told it's possible to come with an already started project as long as I build new features related on top of the event's partners. Just wanted to confirm this is valid. No, this is not valid. You are not allowed to bring in an existing project and build on top of that. You are allowed to use something like Scaffold ETH or like some boilerplates or like some starting templates, but bringing in an already existing project and just adding some sponsor bounties to it is not allowed. That would violate the rules of the hackathon, unfortunately. So that would be a no-go in that case. Okay. First round of judging will be on stage in front of a crowd watching. No, it will not. So the round of judging, if you're going to the finalist judging, it would be a separate room. And it's going to be separated by teams. So your team would go in. I think we're going to have like 5 to 10 judging rooms, and you will be just presenting yourself. So there's not really anybody else around. Like there's some other teams, but they're going to be occupied pitching themselves. The only people that are going to be presenting on stage will be the top 10 teams that will be chosen to like demo their project live. The other ones, it's just in the separate judging session. And there are a total of 5 people max allowed per team. And yes, you can use AI tools like Cursor or Bolt for development. This is completely fine, but still remember to do proper version control. I'm gonna stop with the chat right now and gonna go back into the rest, and then we can have a quick Q&A session afterwards, so this doesn't go crazy over time. Okay, so we had the project submission, we had the dashboard, we have the team, we have the mentors. Another thing that is really helpful is the info section. So it's ethglobal.com/events/New York 2025/info. It has a bunch of information about pretty much everything, and that should answer almost all the questions that you have. So the getting started section is pretty much showing you like how to like the information on the hackathon. A lot of the stuff already happened before. So this would be like the first step, like how you stake, the staking process looks like, connecting to Discord, joining a team, the guidance, resources, and how to get started. So a lot of the stuff that I already went over is already in written form as well. So you can always reread the stuff as well. And also it has all of the rules and the code of conduct. Same thing applies to the key information. This is great. It has the submission deadline, how you're submitting, what the demo video should look like, the rules, how you submit the project, and also it explains how the judging session looks again. So if I wasn't clear during this one, you can still reread the information on info/details on how it works. Head to the judging check-in table. You'll be prepared for the session. Somebody's going to briefly brief you. Then you have 7 minutes, 4 minutes for the demo, 3 minutes for the Q&A. It goes over the judging criteria, what the judges are looking for, and it also shows what the partner judging looks like. Again, partner judging is not mandatory, it's optional, but it's great to talk to the partners and get some feedback on how you can potentially improve, or if you want to stay building on their technology in the future. And we also have some tips on how to properly submit a good video. And if you're generally new and need some information resources, we curated a lot of resources. So a bunch of YouTube channels, bunch of documentation, bunch of guides about generally anything Ethereum, about NFTs, DAOs, Ethereum R&D, layer 2 scaling solutions, general educational resources, podcasts, miscellaneous, about grants you can apply for, and this is something that I'm going to mention as well. If you have any question at any time, if you have any feedback, if there's something going incredibly well, if there's something going terribly wrong, feel free to reach out to me on Discord, Pascal at ETHGlobal, or just send an email to hello@ethglobal.com. Like now during the hackathon, doesn't matter, approach me directly. We're always there to help. Sweet. And speaking of information, the other one we have is FAQs. So a lot of the stuff that keeps getting asked during these sessions and in general is curated here. So you have almost everything that you need in the FAQ section directly as well. And it's bite-sized, so it's easy to digest as well. Very nice, cool. So we have project, team, mentors. Let's go ahead over to the schedule. So this schedule page, the nice thing about it, it depends on the time zone that you're in. It automatically updates. We're going to be in New York City, so it's going to be Eastern time zone. So all the stuff listed here, for example, I'm currently on the West Coast, so I can switch over to this one and it will show all the starting dates and all the times in my time zone as well. But for this event, everything is going to be in ET. So we have the beginner workshop that's currently happening. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, August 13th. And on the Wednesday, also at 2:30 p.m., I'm going to be running a virtual team formation session which if you do not have a team yet, or you want to get some like ideas and feedback on a potential project and meet some people, we can meet here. It's like a 90-minute workshop where I would say between 20 and 50 people usually show up. Then the important stuff during the event, registration opens at 1 p.m. So you can line up before, but you can only get into the space at 1 p.m. And pretty much from 1 p.m. till I would say 6 or 7 p.m. on Sunday, you're free to enter and leave the venue at all time. You can stay at the venue the entire time. This is completely fine. You have access to it 24/7. You're going to get a wristband and a lanyard. It is crucial that you do not take off the wristband. If you take off the wristband, if you cut it off, if you like wiggle it off, if you hand it to somebody else, you're not going to get a new one. And you will get denied entry if you're trying to enter without a wristband, or if you get caught without a wristband on the facility, we're going to kick you out. So there's workshops happening on the Friday from 2 p.m. to I believe 7 p.m. We have 2 workshop rooms. Some sessions, unfortunately, are going to be running in parallel. You can see the topic of the specific workshops. It's usually by partner companies, which company it is, what the workshop is about. Excuse me, and where to find it. Also the duration of the workshop. Then there's going to be dinner at 6:30 p.m. And the opening ceremony starts at 8. We say hacking starts at 9 p.m. Usually we allow it to start a little bit earlier, but Kartik announces that on stage. At 9:30, we're going to have the team formation and brainstorming session that we had online, also going to have them in person. So if by 9:30 on the Friday you still have not found a team, or just want to get like an idea, feel free to head there as well. And then we close the registration at 10 p.m. on the Friday, but reopen it up on Saturday. So if you are not in town on Friday, you're more than welcome to come in on Saturday before 12 p.m. We're going to have brunch at 10 a.m. Again, event closes at 12, and there's dinner at 6, and there's a late night snack at 12 p.m. too. Other than that, it's just going to be hacking and networking on the Saturday. On Sunday, it's going to be breakfast at 8 a.m. and the submission deadline is 9 a.m. And this is a hard 9 a.m., meaning that by this time, you should have at least submitted once. If you do not submit your project in time by 9 a.m., you will not be eligible for any of the prizes and you will get your stake slashed. So make sure you submit your project at least once and do not wait 10 minutes before the deadline. Make sure to submit a couple of hours early, even if it's not finished, completely fine, but make sure to submit early at least once to avoid any issues running into it later, because it happens every single time, especially when it comes to like video upload, picture upload, and anything that consumes a lot of like data and bandwidth. And if a lot of people are doing this at the same time, it's not a great experience for anybody. Starting 9:30, the project judging begins. So all of the partners will start going through all the submissions that they received and judge them. You also have the chance to pitch to them, but again, this is optional. Only if you want to attend the finalist judging, you have to line up separately. But we have signage everywhere and information about where to go and what to do on the on site. And at 12:30, I'm going to have lunch. At 3 p.m., we're going to notify the finalists. It's going to be kept secret till 3:30 with the closing ceremony, where all the finalists will then present their projects. We usually have 10 finalists for the in-person events, and then we're going to have an after party at 5 p.m., which usually lasts till like 7 or 8, and that pretty much would conclude the hackathon. So that's the schedule. The other thing that I'm going to be showing is all of the partners that we have available. I want to have the different section. Just one sec. Sweet. So these are all the prizes that we have available of all the partners. If you want to get more information about the specific prizes, you can just click on them directly, which will take a bit time to load. You can see the Flow grant, you can see the information about Flow, and then the prizes that they're offering. So they have a first, second, and third place for the best killer app on Flow. They have the requirements that you have to do to actually be eligible for that grant or for that bounty. So in that case, you have to deploy a smart contract or run transaction on the testnet or mainnet. They have different prizes for different categories. And all of them also have, like, if they have a workshop, it's located here as well. It says if the workshop's been pre-recorded or happening in person with the information. But the same is for, for every single one of the prizes that you can see, and you can get them listed. Your ticket will also show up here. We sent it 48 hours before the hackathon starts. You get it via email, but it's also going to show up here. So if you're coming to the event, make sure to bring a valid piece of ID that has your name on it. So we see like, oh, this actually reflects the person, and the ticket to scan in. And every person has one ticket. There is no +1, and only people that are staked to the hackathon and they're confirmed and staked are able to access the hackathon. So there's no guests, no friends, nobody else coming in. It's just hackers, mentors, volunteers, ETHGlobal staff, obviously, judges and partners that are going to be running around at the hackathon. So there is usually no outsiders. They sometimes try to sneak in, but we kick them out. So all of the projects that are done at ETHGlobal hackathons can be found at our showcase, which is also great to just look for like inspiration maybe, or see how other projects were built, how they're done. And for example, this one showing up first, Pascal, got a bounty from 1inch and also made finalist in Cannes. All the projects in the showcase will show up after the hackathon concludes. So you can filter by any event that we ever ran, dating back to ETHGlobal in 2017. And you can also search for specific projects here as well if you already know one, if you've seen something before. Just going into this one, this is how your project will also be presented. So you're going to have the video if you uploaded one. You have a bunch of the screenshots there. It shows which prizes they won, linked to the source code, the project description, how it's made, and all of that. So all the information we asked earlier in the project will be displayed here and visible for everybody else. And you can also share this and have this as reference in the future. So feel free to look into and play around with the showcase a little bit. It's pretty nice. Let's see, going back. One thing that I forgot to mention, the venue, obviously, of the hackathon is going to be the Metropolitan Pavilion. We do have the address here, and if you click Get Directions, you're going to get redirected to Google Maps on how to get there. This is generally the info page that has all of the information, so all the partners, everything that you need to know, all the speakers, the partners that are going to be present, and also all of the mentors are going to be showing up here. That's my face here as well. So it's a bit easier to identify and see them in person and just approach them directly. We also have a list of side events. There's not a lot happening in New York City, unfortunately, but we do have, I believe, 4 or 5. This is also the overall price overview. So it shows we have 26 total prizes, meaning 26 partners available, their total prize money that they're willing to give out. And again, if you just click through them, they should all have the details in by next Friday. But the ones that are already there, you can see what they're actually looking for and you can prepare in advance. So we mentioned that you have to start the project from scratch, but it's completely fine to come prepared, meaning you can have a plan. You can come in with an idea. You do not have to find the idea like directly at the hackathon. So it's okay to come prepared, to come with some notes. You should not have any assets. You should not have any code or anything related to that, but the rest is completely fine. And all of the projects that are going to be here show the information and how to use it ideally, and their website and all the information, but all of them will be present in person as well. So it's a great opportunity to talk to the people that build the actual tools and sessions directly in person, which I always appreciate. Okay, cool. I would say we have about 2 more things worth showing. And then I would open it up for the FAQs, for the Q&A, sorry. That is, we also do have a faucet, which is, I believe, fantastic. So you have to claim the Hacker Pack NFT, which you automatically get when you sign up. You have to verify your hacker status, and you have to connect with Twitter. That's unfortunately a requirement for now. And connect to GitHub to get a 2x on the faucet limit. So everybody by default gets 0.05 ETH a day on, I believe, 16 chains. Once you're connected properly, you can claim it, including, for example, some Sepolia USDC, which is nice. If you connect with your GitHub, you get 0.1. If you have certain packs added, if you hacked with us before, we bounce that limit up even more. So for example, if you attend 2 hackathons, if you won more than $100, that limit gets bumped up to 0.5 ETH a day. If you won more than $1,000 or made finalists, you're going to get 1 ETH a day in all those test chains. So you never really should have to worry about getting any testnet tokens or testnet ETH ever again. Speaking of packs, because I just mentioned that. So we do have the hacker pack, which everybody of you is eligible to mint. Building on top of that is the builder pack. The builder pack requires to be at 2 events, win at least $100 in prizes, and have at least 2 submissions or be a finalist. That gets you a bunch of extra stuff like a 4x on faucet tokens. You're going to get auto accepted to all of the events except for New Delhi this year because there's so many people applying and we have to sort out a little bit. You get city pack discounts, you get swag store discount, you get 20% off staking nodes, you get Notion Pro for 6 months. Those unfortunately might have expired already. You get Circle developer credits. This one also expired. I need to clean those up. And then the largest pack that we have for the community packs is the Pioneer pack. You need the builder pack first. You have to win at least $1,000 or become event finalist. That has a bit more cool things. Got Aleph on-demand compute that you get for free. Get $100 off ETHGlobal Plus. You get a 10x on faucet tokens. As I mentioned, you get 1 ETH a day. You get 50% off audits, $5,000 on AWS startup credits. Not general credits, it's startup credits. But if you get that pack, you can apply for that. And Gelato 1 month free. So it's a bunch of cool stuff that you get if you are a returning hacker. If you already made some prize money with us, then you're eligible for that. Sweet. And the final one, the biggest pack that we have would be Plus, which is our ETHGlobal all-in-one subscription. It gives you access to every single event that we're running on the globe. You can pretty much just flash your NFT and you get in. Access to all the Pragma events, you get free layer 2 transactions. We subsidize $100 USDC on mania transactions a year, get access to all the city packs, the faucet tokens, startup credits, get free eSIMs, international ones, get hotel discounts. Walk-in guest passes, you can bring other people to Pragmas. And access to co-working spaces, meetups. So pretty much everything that has ETHGlobal on it, you get access to, which is fantastic. So for this year, we still have New Delhi, again, New York City and Buenos Aires coming up, which is nice. Faster prize payout, easier staking, and pretty much access to everything we have. And we're constantly improving and adding more stuff to that. I think at this point, we also added priority pass access, so get free launch access. So yeah, I would say it's pretty nice. It's a pretty, I would say like for the beginning, steep price. It's $828, so it's $69 a month charged annually. But if you attend a lot of our events or utilize all of the perks, it pretty much pays for itself rather quickly, especially if you're traveling a lot. Sweet. The other thing that we do have a YouTube channel that has all of the content that we ever created on there. So it's over 2,000 hours probably of educational content. All the workshops are recorded, including this one, all the playlists from all the Pragmas, all the hackathons. So it's a huge library of a lot of videos that you can just check out and like rewatch. So all of the workshops for Cannes, all of the ones for New York City are going to be all up there. So I can highly recommend it. And also on our X/Twitter, we post about all the finalists. So if you're interested in seeing, which projects won, for example, for the Cannes hackathon, which might be interesting for me to look at, or how did they do it? How did they present so well? Do I want to build like something similar? Do I want to, obviously not just copy it, but see like what made those projects great? You can look that up. This is the information that we ask for in like the short description. And yeah, you see like all of the finalists, which is really nice. So if you get selected as a finalist, you automatically get a lot of visibility. So you see like 18,000 impressions, For this one, 2,900. So a lot of impressions, a lot of stuff for you to get visibility, especially if you want to continue building your project for the future. Nice. So that should cover almost everything hackathon related. I would open up for a Q&A. So I'm just gonna quickly go over all the questions in chat, and then we still have 10 to 15 minutes just to answer basic questions that came up during the presentation. Okay. Julian asked, I remember that in past hackathons, there were some hacker houses to prepare before the hackathon and during the hackathon. Do you know if we have something like this for the hackathon? We, as ETHGlobal, do not have a hacker house for New York City. There might be some in the community. It might be worth checking out Twitter for New York if something is there. I personally am not aware that we're having one or that there's one available, unfortunately. The venue is open 24 hours, right? So you can leave at 11 p.m. and return at 5 a.m. the next morning. So pretty much from 1 p.m. on Friday until we close up the event, which is going to be like 7 p.m. on Sunday, the venue is open for you. As long as you have your wristband and your lanyard, it's completely fine to enter and leave all the time. So you can stay 24/7, but it's also completely fine for you to just register and then just go and only show up for the judging. Completely fine too. I wouldn't recommend it because you miss out on all the food, you miss out on all the connections, and you miss out on all of the swag. Because I mean, you're gonna get ETHGlobal swag anyways, but also I think every partner that's gonna be there is gonna have like some shirts, some, I don't know, some gadgets, some tools, some blankets. I think like 1inch last time they brought like a skateboard that they were raffling off. So there's like a bunch of stuff to get and explore there for sure. And also like you get to hang out with a lot of cool and smart people. So I can highly recommend it. Brian asking, can I scaffold my project with pen and paper before? Yeah, this would be fine. So you can take a bunch of notes and all that stuff. That's okay. Just do not like write any code, create any assets, that kind of thing. It's always like a gray area because there's people coming in with a lot of stuff prepared, obviously, and then they just try to like commit and make it look like they didn't come up with it before. There's people hacking before the actual hacking starts. We are completely aware of it, but for the sake of the hackathon and for the sake of everybody else and for the experience, I would recommend you can come prepared, but do not come with code prepared, assets prepared, the website already up and running, that kind of thing. That just ruins it for everybody and it's not really a lot of fun. So yeah. Let's see. Other one was, so I have a project I want to build standalone application that my project can adopt later. New code, others can adopt what I built and I can use it after the hackathon. Absolutely. So I'm assuming I understand this question correctly. So anything that you build at the hackathon, you own. Like ETHGlobal does not have any say in what you do with that project. None of the partners have any stake in that project. So it's 100% yours and you can do with it whatever you want. Again, we said like do not submit it at a different hackathon, but that's just pretty much against any hackathon's rules anyways. But if you say you want to turn this into an actual project, then you're more than welcome to do so, and we're more than happy to support you with that as well. I mean, looking at a lot of the stuff that's happened in the ecosystem, a lot of the things like originated at ETHGlobal. Like for example, 1inch is originally an ETHGlobal project. I mean, Flow not directly, but Flow is underneath Dapper Labs. And Dapper Labs pretty much created the NFT standard. They created CryptoKitties. So CryptoKitties, I believe, was built at an ETHGlobal event too. So a lot of stuff can come out of ETHGlobal, Huddle 01, I think Push Protocol maybe as well. So yeah, if you have if you're building a product, if you're building a project and you want to turn this into something bigger, you're more than welcome to do so. And we're more than happy to see projects from our hackathons maybe eventually returning back as like really, really cool projects that are maybe like sponsoring hackathons in the future. We actually do have a spotlight showcase that we're doing and at Pragma and at the hackathon. So 4 of our projects from Cannes will actually be like turned into like legit businesses or are starting to become businesses now, and they're going to present their projects there. So there's definitely showcase and visibility opportunities too. I have a live app now that I want to talk about before hacking and show it off. Is that okay? Um, if you want to build the same thing for the hackathon, then absolutely no. Shilling your project at the hackathon, I mean, you can show it to people, but you would not be allowed to bring like any like roll-up banners, like merchandise, that kind of thing, because we do not want to turn this into people just coming in with random companies and just throwing stuff out. So but you can, for example, if you built something in the past and you want to use that as a reference for people to see like what you can build, if you're looking for a team, for example, that would be completely fine. I'm not sure if that answers your question, Brian. And yeah, if anybody else has okay, sweet. And if anybody else has any questions, then feel free to ask. XTRB, do you have a question?
Uh,
XTRB? Okay, probably not. Just gonna mute. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you have a question, feel free to unmute yourself and ask it, or just post in the chat. Okay, sweet. Yeah. Again, I can highly recommend connect to Discord, talk to the people there. So if you are looking for a team, the find a team channel, I would always recommend to put like a little bit of an introduction, maybe like link your GitHub, or if you build projects at a previous hackathon, just to post them in there as well, and be specific on what you're looking for. So for example, if you are looking for a team, then say that you're looking for a team and you'll say like, I'm a backend developer looking for a team. Does somebody need backend? Or vice versa, saying like, hey, we are a team, we want to build this one specific thing, and we are desperately looking for like a ZK guy or something, then just put that in here. And the same thing during the hackathon, a lot of more channels will be opening up. If you need mentorship help, you can post this in the mentorship channel as well. Again, this is then related to the actual hackathon. We do have information channels here as well. So all of the general informations are going to be posted in Discord directly, including some guides, overall information that I showed you. The prizes will be updated here as well. We're going to open up a bunch of channels for all of the partners. We do not have them now, but I can show you what it looks like for like the current hackathon that we're running that is online. So every single partner will have a partner channel that you can jump in and ask questions if you cannot maybe find them in person, or also if they're generally not around, or if you just want to get somebody else's opinion, or just like some support in general, or just have any questions. And in general, another thing for anything related to hackathon, don't ask to ask, just ask a question and try to be like as specific as possible if you're asking for anything. Okay, let's see. Can you share the links where the hacker overview and the sponsor overview, where all the sponsors were on the left, text is about each sponsor on the right? Oh, okay. I think I got this one. Let's see if I still have it open. Not, figure it out. Should be. I think Alex, this is the one that oh, whoops, that you were talking about. Just one sec, I have to send it to the correct room. Zoom is messing with me. There we go. That's the link. Wednesday, August 13th, deadline to apply. Which application? So the deadline to apply is to apply for the hackathon. So I assume everybody in this call already applied to the hackathon and is confirmed to the hackathon, because otherwise you usually wouldn't be in this call. So if you haven't applied yet, or if there's somebody that you want to hack with, they can still apply up until Wednesday. So they would have to go to the ETHGlobal.com, hit the application, and go over the application process. As hacker, volunteer, mentor, even though volunteer applications are closed, mentor applications technically are still open, but we're finalizing it. But hacker one is the one that you would want to do. And it also explains it again, submit a project with up to 5 members in the team to be eligible for amazing prizes. Also, what was the other page where people searching for teams where? This is the one I don't think we linked directly, which we definitely should. I'm gonna be posting it directly in the chat. I think it's fine. Nope, that wasn't it. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting it directly in the Discord channel afterwards because it might be a bit messy if I look for this one now. Sorry, because I closed it early, I believe. Yes, I did. Nah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, no problem. And again, like we have a lot of resources available across a lot of platforms, but specifically, I would say the ETHGlobal .com one is a pretty good one. Like again, all the live stuff is happening. As you can see, this one's being streamed right now. But like all the videos of everything, also really interesting and really fun for me is always the closing ceremonies that we're having. So it should be under live, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Yeah. So that has, for example, for the Prague event, has the closing ceremony and all the finalist demo, which again, this is ideally if you build a cool project and want to display it, you would be on this stream, you would be presenting, you would be on stage presenting your project, demoing live, and it's always nice to see like what other people built and how they succeeded. And then at the end of the hackathon, because this is always going to be asked all the time too, all of the partner prizes are going to be announced as well. So you will know if you won some cash money at the end of the hackathon. So after all the prizes are after all the finalists are getting announced, we're announcing all of the partner bounty winners as well. Let's see, let's skip ahead a little bit. Partner prizes. For example, every single partner prize will be read out loud, and then the winning teams will be listed there. And also the partner prizes that you won will eventually show up in your dashboard. So after like the submission, everything is done. You see your project, and if it won anything at the hackathon after everything is concluded, it's gonna show up here as well. Another thing to add, the prizes will not be distributed directly because we do check all of the submissions if there was some cheating involved or there was something fishy in there. Prize money can change, especially pool prizes, if there is like some projects getting disqualified, for example. And we distribute the prizes and we return the stakes usually within 3 weeks of the hackathon concluding. So expect the prizes to be paid out if you're eligible to some by like beginning to mid of September. And all of the prizes, because this is also something that's getting asked a lot, are paid out in USDC on mainnet. So we do not pay out prizes in Ethereum. We pay them out on USDC on ETH on mainnet. Yeah, sweet. All of our upcoming events you can see on the events tab, we do the Pragma and the hackathon. This is currently still ongoing. We have the finale on Friday where we're announcing all of the winners for Unite DeFi. We do have a bunch of happy hours that we're running across the globe. Next one is going to be actually today in India. It might be different time, but the Pragmas, all of the happy hours. We have special perks for finalists. We have all the upcoming hackathons, which would be for the end of the year, Buenos Aires at DevConnect, New Delhi in September, and ETH Online, which is our biggest online event of the year. It's going to be from October 10th to October 31st. So there's going to be a lot of cool stuff being built there. With all that being said, are there any more questions? Because I was talking a lot. Is there something open still?
I just wanted to clarify. Um, over the last 3 months, I've been working on a project. We're not bringing that to ETH Global, but I need some stuff built that I can use on this project later. So like a wallet connect or something. I could build that at the hackathon. And then when I come home, add that to my app that I've built here.
Yeah, that is completely fine. So just like
Okay.
the building on top of it is usually a bit tricky, but if it's something that can be used separately, that would be fine. But if you're saying like, oh, I have this project, I'm just like adding features to this project now, that would be a problem. But if you say like, hey, you
That's
build like a specific wallet connect, then that should be fine. If it can be a standalone thing.
yeah, that's where we were trying to pivot because when we first heard about ETH Global, I'm very new to all this. So I'm very excited, but I just wanted to make sure. At first I was like, oh, cool, we can build some features. I was like, oh, wait, no, we can't do that. All right, well, how can we pivot? Well, can I build something that anybody could use, including my app later on?
Yeah, that's
So,
perfect. That's,
okay.
yeah, great gray area. That would work perfectly fine. Yeah,
Okay.
sweet.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. And yeah, I would say see you all next week. Looking forward to that. Hopefully seeing some people at Pragma, seeing some people at Happy Hour. And if you have any questions from now until then, just let me know. I'm available on Discord, email, and then starting next week, going to be available in person.
Thank you.